You know what I just totally glossed over, Paul?
Mm-hmm.
CES is happening like now.
Yeah. You know what? Don't worry your pretty little head. Who
That's
cares?
just
Hey, guess what? There are new PCs coming this year. Hey, fun.
guess what? There's new Intel chips right on time as
Yeah, this is every year. I will say this. For example, Acer sent me a bunch of stuff about what
Mhm.
they announced yesterday, and I'm talking reams and reams of whatever. I mean, I think just speaking fairly, I would say most of it probably is PCs. So it's just
Mhm.
like new computers, right? They have different lines of computers. Okay, fine. But honestly, they had some interesting announcements that have, I mean, almost nothing to do with PCs or sort of are peripheral to PCs. For example, we're all familiar with like standing desks, right? Some of them
Mhm.
are automated and
Yeah.
motorized, and some of them have a hand crank like it's the 1920s. Some of them are little ad hoc things that people make themselves by putting something on top of a normal desk, whatever. They have a bike desk, right? So it
Oh,
has like a workout mode and a work mode. I guess it's sports and work or something. And you can sit there and you can pedal. You can pedal to power the charger that charges your laptop and devices that are plugged into this desk. It's like a hamster
wow.
wheel, right? That's cool. Stuff like that. So this like new 3D technology they have that doesn't require glasses. So you can play 3D games on gaming laptops. I think there's a Chromebox. This is not actually a huge deal. If you've mini form factor PCs can connect to the back of a monitor with like a VESA mount or whatever. But they designed an all-in-one. They call it the add-in-one because it's an all-in-one computer without the computer, and then
Mhm.
you buy the Chromebox and you plug it onto the back, and it becomes a computer with a screen and extra ports and everything. So this is to me that stuff is interesting. I'm not going to go like the Engadget route and start talking about like here's a device that will tell you whether an avocado is ripe or not, which by the way is a story I saw today.
Mhm.
I think a lot of the sites in our industry waste people's time with nonsense, and I listen, I like screwing around as much as the next guy, but I feel like, let's just talk about the things that are important. And CES is a wellspring of things that are not important, I think maybe is the way to
Yep.
put it. Not that there's not some good stuff out there.
I mean, there's new TVs, but it's like, hey, they're not. You can't buy any of this stuff. Now, there's a new. I don't even know which company was making it, but it was like a 540 hertz refresh rate monitor. It's like, oh my god,
Right.
like
Yep.
that's
I mean, I had a briefing with Lenovo back in December, and they announced some stuff ahead of CES. I think it was in December, actually. And if you go down the list of what they're, it's all the stuff we know what they're coming out. This is going to be, Brad, you'll be shocked to know there's a new generation of X1 laptops coming. They're going to arrive at the exact same time in the year as they did last year. But they also have these computers that are coming out of peripherals or whatever, including, by the way, another innovative thing, which is like it's kind of like a web conference. It's basically like a stick. You put a webcam on it, and it has other little accoutrements. There's no computing going on here, but it's just like a thing to solve all of your work meeting needs. Not a bad idea. Some of this stuff's not coming out till like September, October. Like what do we, and that's CES in a nutshell. It's like the absolute worst time of year to announce anything because most of it's not coming out for a long time.
curious. Did Microsoft announce Loops by any chance? The Loop app? No, no.
Man, the bitterness runs deep.
It does. It really does. Because I've been waiting almost 3
I know, me
years
too.
for it. First the
too.
Fluent apps, and now we're waiting for the Loop apps. And
Yeah. I spend too much time thinking about this stuff and looking for things, right? Like I'm still looking. I still, even though I sort of half found something, I still look for like a markdown based something, right? Like not just an editor, but like something that is Notion but is 100% markdown, right?
yeah,
And it sort of exists. There's something called Obsidian, which is sort of that, you know. But I think I wish Microsoft would just embrace Markdown as the
I don't know.
markup
Like the
language.
problem is in my head, Loops is like this great app, and it's going to solve all my needs and all the shortcomings that Notion
Yeah.
doesn't do.
So let
which
me give you two words to help you break from that little
is,
spell.
don't do it.
One Outlook,
Oh.
right?
Mhm.
Because eventually you're going to get your little filthy hands on this thing, and you're going to be like, "This is Notion."
Well, I'd
You
be
know what I
okay
mean?
if it was. I would be okay. Simply put, Paul, this is the dream vision. This is the dream.
Yep.
That I have an app called Loops, and then on the left side there's tabs, and I can have them embedded in those tabs different spreadsheets that I use throughout like the month, like financial reporting or whatever else. And you just go in there and then like just the grid from the spreadsheet that I need, the loop component, as they've been telling us for years, just update that, Paul, throughout, and it updates all the spreadsheets everywhere else.
This is the software version of the one device that replaces two devices.
Yes.
Right? This is the dream. It's never really been realized. I'll use the
Don't hurt me.
the Windows Phone Continuum example as the obvious one, right? Microsoft creates this app development platform, UWP eventually, and apps can run on the phone and they can run on the PC. And you have phones or apps on your phone, and you plug it into a dock, and those apps go full screen. And now we have real Word, and we not really, but full screen Word, whatever. And that's a pleasant dream. It sounds great. It still sounds great. I've used it. It was terrible, but it sounds great. And to me, that's what this sounds like. I'm with you 100%. Like well, I don't know if everyone, people, companies, whatever it is, want to move forward, but they can't lose the past. So what's that solution? I do feel Microsoft Loop has the potential to let that happen. And by being bi-directional, it allows them to meet customers where they want to be. So if you prefer to stay in Outlook or you prefer to stay in Word or whatever it is, you can still integrate Loop components, potentially in the future to get the new stuff. Or if you're like a millennial or young person right out of school and you're like all modern, blah, 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 people want to share a Word document, Excel spreadsheet with you, but you're working in this modern collaborative environment, you can still see and access and interact with that stuff, right? I mean, it's a good idea. It's a really good idea, and they are uniquely poised to make it happen, right? Right.
I mean, Notion is that minus that they don't have deep integration with Office for obvious reasons.
Right. That's exactly right. But you know what? The threat to Microsoft is that doesn't matter, right? For some people, some companies,
and it doesn't. If you are in the Google
company.
Workspace world, Jira world, it's fine.
Yeah, and that's why the education market is so important, because Microsoft has kind of, I don't know, seeded is not the right word, but Microsoft's competitors, especially Chrome OS, have done a good job of training people to use non-Microsoft solutions at an early age, and then they enter the workforce and they don't have those expectations. Microsoft, this is an exaggeration, but knowledge of Microsoft Excel will one day be, you'll still get a job, but it will be like, well, do you know COBOL? We have like a Y2K thing coming up and we really need you right now again. Could you bring out your superpowers? I'm exaggerating, obviously.
I hope not, because I was ready to cash out.
Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've experienced this firsthand. We were talking to one of my kids, and years ago, they were younger in school, and I said something PowerPoint, and my daughter was like, PowerPoint? What's PowerPoint? And I'm like, it's a spreadsheet. And she goes, oh, so it's like Microsoft's version of Google Sheets? And I'm like, yeah, it's like that. They completely ripped it off.
Why are you drinking at 6 a.m.?
No, but it's all a matter of your experience and perspective, right?
Yep.
Anyway, Loop, this 2023 is going to be the year of Loop. I'm going to make a t-shirt.
I don't know. I thought it was going to be 2022 because that's what we were kind of promised. And then here.
Well, it was for like 6 TAP customers or something, or whatever they're called these days.
Well, they made these big deals. It's like Loop components now work in Outlook. It's like, who's doing it? No, we don't want it in Outlook.
Listen, it could be today. It could be 6 months from now, sometime this year, right? I'm not even going to say, well, I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to say it. Maybe Build is next because we've been disappointed so many times. But at some point this year, it's going to happen. I'm telling you. Well, I want to be wrong. But just based on experience, our initial reactions to this thing, it will finally arrive and we'll be like, oh, okay.
I know.
You know what I mean? We're not going to be like, here it is. The future arrived. We win. I really just don't see that happening. I want it to happen.
I want it to happen too.
I really do.
Like we both see the vision. We both see how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. No, I like I can see the rainbow in the distance. I'm going to it.
The only thing holding us back are the people that ruined Windows. I mean, that's it.
That's right. The only people that hold it back are the people making it.
Yeah.
That's right. The 5th column inside of Microsoft that is so inept it can't get anything done. Oh, well.
Anyways, here we are. Tuesday, CES. There's other stuff. There's a new RTX 4070 Ti, which is hilarious because it was going to be a 4080, but less RAM or something, or memory. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Go get your widgets.
Oh boy. Someday.